Now, you also mentioned the activity of contemplation.
We do.
Does contemplation differ to meditation or simple reverie?
The reason why we use the term contemplation is to help people understand that it may differ in some ways from their usual expectation of what meditation means. Contemplation is a form of meditation, of course, but because the term meditation has connotations from multiple cultures, we prefer the term contemplation to express and explain our active form of meditative technique. Contemplation is entering a state that is meditative, that's relaxed, that is internal, but still. But the contemplation is an active process. You're taking, for instance, the symbol or detail that you're focused on, and in contemplating it, there is a certain kind of quiet analysis of what it is, or a quiet observation of what it is, to allow it to speak to you. And that's more of an active process than the ordinary idea people have of meditation, where you sit passively and you don't take actions. Of course, now people know that meditation expresses many different mental techniques that cover a great deal of ground. But we use the term contemplation for Western mystery traditions and their forms of meditation because we feel it's a better way of helping people understand how to do it properly.
How is contemplation applied in your order practices?
It's applied in everything. We always, as part of our exercises, in every degree, there is a contemplative exercise that's given, at least one, to do with certain key symbols of the rite and of the degree that the person has entered. This contemplation should be a kind of active receptivity or a passive analysis. There is almost a paradoxical element to doing it correctly, where you're trying to balance, if you like to use the more popular terms, the left brain, right brain process, or the instinct versus intellect process. Contemplation tries to bring those two together in a way that works harmoniously. And we teach people how to do this correctly. I was taught it when I was very young, from a Welsh context. And the way that it was introduced to me is to mimic the silence in nature, that very intense active silence that you have in the mountains, where it's very still and very calm, all-encompassing peace and silence, but there is an intense activity to the energy behind it. And that is the place where contemplation begins.
What would you say are the benefits of this active form of contemplation?
I think balancing receptivity with creativity, being able to find peace in every moment whilst all of your senses are engaged, whilst all of your thought processes are engaged, you can still retain your peace in your centre, because contemplation engages all of those parts of you and brings them into a harmonious centre, a temperate centre. Contemplation allows you to increase your sensory perceptions, to increase your extrasensory perceptions for some people, but without losing a sense of your control or repose whilst doing it.
There always appears to be at least two sides to your practices. Are there aspects of contemplation which are mysterious, occulted, or even incommunicable?
Yes, I think they are. In fact, I think that contemplation as we teach it is the doorway to the incommunicable truth, to the Gnostic truth, that direct experience of reality and the aspects of reality that can't be conveyed by word or by sign or by person-to-person communication. It's listening to the voice of nature, which speaks through reality and uses reality as its voice, as its alphabet, and uses one's own nature too, to express things that otherwise would seem inscrutable or would be invisible to you. So our contemplation tries to open the door to those mysterious parts of nature where all of the answers lie and all of the keys make sense. And this is why you can read as many books as you like, you can join as many orders as you like. If you don't master that technique and the love that turns the key in the lock, the mysteries will always be a closed book to you, one way or another. And you will have to put up with simply kicking around the dust of the intellect and not actually turning that dust into shapes and forms that express the geometry of the one whom we seek.
Thank you, Grandmaster.